So yesterday or the day before, we actually ended up getting a really cool update for iOS 15.4. It was the beta. It's not being released yet, but as of right now, there is still a very strange feature with this, which is awesome, but Apple didn't bring it over to older iPhones, which is very strange. Now, this specific feature is Face ID. Now, we've had Face ID on iPhones since like 2017, but specifically within iOS 15.4, we now have the ability of actually using Face ID with a mask on. I demonstrated this in a video on my second channel as well as my main channel yesterday, but I'll tell you, this is a really cool feature that should have been added, in my opinion, since like iOS 14. We've pretty much, been in a pandemic, where we've been wearing masks and everything since iOS 13's been out, to be honest, since 2020. And now that we're at iOS 15 and Apple bringing this feature now, I think this is awesome and it's really cool. However, it looks like this specific feature only supports iPhone 12s and newer. So if you have an iPhone 12, 12 mini, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max, or any of the iPhone 13 series, then you should be able to utilize this feature once this feature comes out. It's not officially out yet. If you want to install the beta, I wouldn't recommend doing it, but you can get that feature by doing that. But the problem here is that if you have an iPhone 11, 10R, 10S, 10S Max, or iPhone 10, you will not be able to actually utilize this feature, or an 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max. And I don't really know why you aren't able to utilize this. As far as I understand, the Face ID technology on all these iPhones is pretty much around the same thing. I'm sure the Face ID sensor on an iPhone 13 is better than an iPhone 10, but the difference between an 11 and 12, I don't really think there's that big of a difference. I'm trying to think back, and I think the only thing I can even remotely think of is that Face ID can work better at, newer angles. So if you were to use Face ID at a different angle, it should be able to detect your face. But in this specific situation, I don't really understand why some of these older iPhones, like an iPhone 11, could not get this feature. Now, it may be, a slow release for these older devices, but it's strange that it's even been restricted in the first place. The fact that they already restricted it means that they're probably going to keep it the specific way. I don't know why they wouldn't bring it over to the older iPhones. Now, strangely enough, and this is even crazier, this same exact thing doesn't work on the iPad Pros, the 2018 model either. So the first time we saw that big redesign, the bezel-less design, that iPad Pro also doesn't support this type of sensor either, with Face ID with the mask on. So that makes even less sense to me. That came out in 2018. That was a, flagship iPad at that time too. And that specific iPad doesn't support this feature either. So it truly doesn't make any sense to me. I really hope Apple goes ahead and supports all these iPhones because, there's many people who still own these older generations of devices. And another big thing is, this feature should have been added, many years ago, to be honest. It should have been added, back in 2020. Apple is now bringing it in, better late than never, but it's strange that they didn't support all the iPhones that have Face ID. It really doesn't make any sense to me at all. So in terms of that covers it. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on it. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.